Um, Basically, we're going to see Donald Trump's taxes, or just to be totally clear about it, we are very likely to see the former squatter's taxes. He's the only squatter, other than the one President Richard Nixon, to never show their taxes. Basically, following a Friday ruling by the Justice Department's Office of Legal Counsel's of the Legal Counsel's Office, basically it said that Donald Trump's tax returns must be turned over to Congress. The chairman of the House Ways and Means Committee has invoked sufficient reasons for requesting the former squatter's tax information, which is the latest development in a 2-year fight between the Trump administration and the House Ways and Means Committee Chairman Richard Neal over the supposed billionaire failed businessman's tax returns. While Trump's lawyers will no doubt fight the Justice Department ruling, the chances of Congress getting its hands on Trump's returns went way up last Friday. And because Congress is Congress, if it gets its hands on the returns, you can be certain that some or all of the information in them will find its ways into the public eye. Which means after 6 years of lies by Trump, delays and obstruction, some of the most pressing questions about Trump's financial strengths and weakness may be revealed in these statements. Take a look at the 6 biggest questions that the release of Trump's tax returns could show. Number 1, how wealthy is he really? There's no doubt that Trump is much less wealthy than he states publicly, but how much less wealthy? Forbes says that Trump is worth about $2 billion, making him the 1300th richest person in the world. And why does it matter? Well, Trump had premised his entire campaign on the idea that he had done extremely well for himself in the business world, which he didn't, and that he could do the same thing for America, which he failed on. And basically, he said he lied and said that he had a total net worth of $8 billion, which he said back in 2015. He says, "I'm not doing that to brag. I'm doing that to show that that's the kind of thinking our country needs, not really." Number 2, how much money does he owe people? We know, thanks to amazing reporting by the New York Times, which got its hands on Trump's tax return data for more than two decades, that he is on the hook for hundreds of millions of dollars of personally guaranteed loans that come due in the next 3 years. But to whom does he owe all that money to? And has he paid them anything as sort of a good faith indicator that he plans to pay off the debts? He has no intention of paying off the debts. Number 3, does he have ties to Russia? Given everything that we know about what happened in 2016, the Russians ran a complex and coordinated campaign to interfere in the election to help Trump and hurt Hillary Clinton. There have long been questions about whether Trump has financial ties to the foreign power, as George Will suggested in July of 2016. And perhaps one more reason why we're not seeing his tax returns is because he is deeply involved in the dealings with Russian oligarchs and others. And whether that's good or bad or indifferent, it's probably the reasonable surmise. Number 4, is there an organized crime connection? And no, this isn't a fucking joke. In fact, during the 2016 campaign, and not one but 2 prominent Republicans had suggested that Trump's taxes might reveal his ties to La Cosa Nostra. There have been multiple media reports about Donald's business dealings with the mob and with the mafia. The Texas Senator Ted Cruz said back in February of 2016. Maybe his taxes show those business dealings are a lot more extensive than has been reported. Mitt Romney also touched on Trump's potential mob ties in a May 2016 Facebook post, noting, while not a likely circumstance, the potential for hidden inappropriate associations with foreign entities, like criminal organizations or other unsavory groups, is simply too great a risk to ignore for someone who's seeking to become a squatter in chief. Number 5, has he paid any taxes at all? Barely. Thanks to the New York Times, we know much of this answer. Trump paid no federal income taxes for 11 of 18 years that the Times examined. The paper wrote in September 2020. In 2017, after he became a squatter, his tax bill showed that he only paid $750 in taxes in the wake of the Times report on Trump's taxes. A lawyer for the then squatter said this: over the past decade, the squatter Trump has paid tens of millions of dollars in personal taxes to the federal government. Bullshit. Including paying millions in personal taxes since announcing his squattancy in 2015. So which is it? Basically, he did not pay millions of dollars in taxes. Does he donate to charity? No. People of Trump's wealth, presuming that he is actually a billionaire as he claims he is, typically give considerable sums of money to charity. But given the absolute boondoggle of his personal charity, because his charity was closed because they were stealing money from it, as expertly exposed by the Washington Post's David Fahrenthold, there's reason to be skeptical of this. Trump is generous both with his money and with his time. Yeah, bullshit. A Trump spokesperson said in the fall of 2016 that he has provided millions of dollars to fund his foundation and a multitude of other charitable causes. So again, which is it? Basically, he has not donated to charity, as he claims, and he has not basically paid taxes at all. So basically, that's that. But those are the 6 questions that we're finding out.